Sneaky Pete has quickly become one of my favorite shows to watch. Man, I was so excited when it popped up on my Apple TV as the new release or what to watch. Because who doesn't like to see someone doing some stuff where the person that's doing to can't really tell, but then they give you a back screen access of all of the things that are going on in order for this trick or this con to happen. Man, that's one of my favorite things, me and my wife's favorite things to do when we go on vacation. We always like to see at least one magic show, one illusion show, because it's cool to see things happen, but know that behind the scenes something cool is going on in order for it to happen. And the third season here, man, it does just that and more. Because see, in this third season, it starts to develop the family relationship between Marius, Pete, and his people that he's conning. It shows what the power of love, no matter how broken it is, can change someone. And so when I watch that, man, I just think about a perfect love. What a perfect whole love, that's the love of God, can do to a person. How it can change him. Because Marius is not the same person he used to be. And in this season, we actually find out a little bit more about him than we normally knew. You see, it talks about his mom would just leave for days, and him and his brother would have to fend for themselves. And then one day, out of the blue, his mom just left and never came back. And so that's why he's so disconnected or detached from people around him. Now, there was one girl who came back in this season who he really was connected with. It was like a girlfriend, the love of his life. And she even talks about how bad or how different he was against other people. That it was the con above all, money above all. But because Marius got connected with the Bowmans, he's not the same person that he used to be. So Jesus said to the rich young ruler, he said, man, you give up all of your stuff. Give up everything. You'll have treasures in heaven and come follow me. The rich young ruler, man, he was sad, devastated, because he had a lot of stuff. And so he just walked away. Jesus also says in Matthew, he says that where your treasure is, that's where your heart is going to be. And these things are some of the things I thought about while I was watching this show. It's like Marius's treasure you could see it from first to third season. It's begin to shift, begin to change. He began to say that the people or the company of the Bowmans was more precious to him than money or the life of the con. And that gets developed over this season. At first, he came home with a bucket of cookies he was going to do to talk to his grandparents, quote unquote, his grandparents. And then now he even saves the life of Julia, his cousin of Julia, over money. So he literally takes diamonds, $4 million worth, and casts them into the sea just so he can save this family. As I watch this show of affection, I wonder, am I ready to cast everything away? To give all that I have as naught for the glory and the wonder of what God has in store for the reunification of all mankind and the cosmos? Am I willing to do that? Or am I shackled to the desires that I've been caught up with all of my life? Am I willing to run into the arms of God who loves me and cares for me despite knowing all that I have done and all that I will continue to do? And know that I will not be rejected by him. Will I run into his arms? You see, that's the thing that's so sad about this TV show, Sneaky Pete. Is that after doing all of these shows of affection and care for this family, who he really does love, like I said, he has transitioned from the love of money to the love of this family over that love that he's had for so long in his life. And they don't even know who he is. They don't know his name is Marius. They think he's Pete. And so at the end, man, it made me sad. I was tearing up because Marius was tearing up. Because he knew his love for this family. And so he wanted to tell them the truth. But Otto, this is his grandpa, quote unquote, goes up to him and says, "Ah, Pete, you don't have to say anything. Whatever it is, we don't care. You're a good kid. Now come and eat some food with us," he said. "Come and eat some food." You see, Marius grew into Pete. Though in the first season, he wasn't Pete at all. He had to do and make and act around to fit and feel. But by the end of season 3, he was loved by that family, genuinely, not for the name Pete, but for who he was. See, when Otto said, "I don't care, Pete," he was saying, "You are part of our family, whatever it is you got to say." So finally, I want to say this, that if you have bowed the knee to King Jesus as Lord, understanding that he has come down to this earth to be king over all, and he can be king over all because he died. And not only died, but he rose again, resurrected, defeating death. That means he's defeated the power of sin, because sin caused death. It caused this world to be messed up, but he defeated it. And because of so, God has said, "I will make you king over all," and he will reign. And if you believe this, then you are a part of his family. And you are called a saint, holy, and a child of the King. Now, I know we don't walk or live like that sometimes, but just as Pete started off as Marius and grew into Pete, we who are called saints start as sinners, but God, in his perfection, love, and wonder, will turn us into the saints that he has already made us. Man, I hope this has been an encouragement to you, and I thanks for watching the video. See you guys later. Keep watching movies and TV shows.